This is Luke Iorio, and here's this week's Meaningful Moment. One of the habits that I have that really help me go back and connect to what I find meaningful in life is that I make sure that I surround myself with the types of materials and the quotes and the books and the seminars and the friends and the connections, all the types of things that remind me of what's most important to me, what really matters to me in my life. And one of the habits that I have is that at least once a year, if not a couple of times a year, I go back and reread an article, a very powerful one that was written just a little while ago, on the 5 top regrets of the dying. And it was written by a palliative nurse, Bronnie Ware, and she shares just some pretty profound insights as to where people are when they begin to look back on their lives. And the number one regret, and this is the one that really always hits me dead center because it runs as a pattern behind all of the other regrets. And that top common regret of all, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life that others expected of me. Ouch. How often is it that we find many of the things that frustrate us in life, that aggravate us in life, that maybe we feel trapped by, that very often we might feel like we're not getting what it is that we want out of life, and we realize that's because we're living according to other people's rules, other people's expectations, that we're living into those things. Whatever it is that society has taught us or our parents have taught us about what it means to be a good girl and a good woman and a good wife, a good boy, a good man, a good husband, whatever these roles are that we're supposed to wear, we seem to pick them up and bring all of the expectations of those roles with us. And we forget to look within. We forget to spend time really understanding, wait a minute, where is it that I really want to go? What is it that I really want to do? Who is it that I really want to be in this life? The more that we spend time getting to know our values, the things that bring us real value in this life, not a dollar sign, but the things that bring us connection, the things that bring us freedom, the freedom to express ourselves, the freedom to be clear of any limitations that we place on ourselves. And I don't mean that material. I mean that psychologically and spiritually and emotionally. I mean, how is it that we go out there and live a life according to our values? Well, one of the things that you can do is to begin to consider, what is it that matters most in your life? What is it that's most important, most significant to you? What is it that brings the deepest, broadest, biggest smile from ear to your face? And not just the material thing, not just the set of circumstances, but what's behind it? What's the feeling, the experience behind those moments? When you fast forward to you being at the end of your life, and I hope it's many, many years and decades from now, when you fast forward to that moment and you look back on your life, what do you want to be able to say? How do you want to be able to say that these are the choices I made? This is how I arranged my life. Here's how I constructed my life so that I could focus more often than not on the things that mattered most to me. Now, for all of us, we need some dose of that. We may not be able to spend 100% of our time exactly how we choose it, to spend it in times of connection and freedom and doing and pursuing whatever it is that we want and desire in this life. We may not have 100% of our time. But how can you make it 5% of your time, 10% of your time, 20% of your time, maybe even 50, 51% of your time? I think that's really what we're after, at least initially, is how can we make that progress? If we feel like right now 99% of our time is based on other people's expectations and we're not doing the things that are truly meaningful to us, then take the 1% and expand it to 2%, and then to 5, and then to 10. The point is to start from wherever you are. You don't have to have 100% of your focus and time exactly, ideally, where it is that you want it. The point is to make progress in the direction of, so that more often than not, you feel that your life is full of meaning. You feel that you are living true to yourself, true to your values, true to your beliefs, and true to what matters most to you. Begin on a daily basis. Begin by saying what's 1 or 2 or 3 things, depending on wherever you are right now. What are 1 or 2 or 3 things that you can connect to, that you know are things that matter, that are important and significant to you? How can you connect to those daily? What's maybe something a little bigger you can connect to once a week or once a month, once a quarter, once a year? And start to map that out so that you know that throughout the course of your year, you're bringing yourself back to the moments, activities, practices, routines, people, connections, events, resources that help you tap into that sense of meaning. Because if you build out a schedule like that, then even the times that you slip a little off the mark, you've got something that is going to catch you. You've got something that's going to bring you back, bring your awareness back to what really, truly matters most to you. If you build out your calendar that way, you'll have a schedule that supports you. You'll have those little reminders that put front and center for you what matters most. And it'll remind you to begin to focus just that little bit more time in those areas, day by day, week by week. Thanks for dropping in.